What is good, everyone? Hey, Rock Oakley back, and we are on to our next segment of building Wedge. So we're going to be talking about not only Wedge Tarkentown, but I am going to bring up Thermal Oscillator as a base. We've talked about it a little bit here and there, but I'm going to try and dig into it a little bit deeper. We have some amazing cards to add, and after getting to test this in different ways, I'm starting to see some cards that I really think we need to be concerned about, and some changes that help the deck, get over the line and really function great. So we've dropped the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. I think that this is going to be a card that ends up in our sideboard for games that are going to go to the later turns. Being able to grab stuff back, being able to ambush in, is all really, really good. But at the moment, I just think that this is often getting resourced, and we want to be playing just a little bit lower to the ground and to make space for a card that we need to have right now, and that is the Disabling Fangfighter. This could be a confiscate, but I think it being a Disabling Fangfighter is just better because we can load this up with pilots, we can keep attacking. It doesn't have synergy with Rebel Assault, but that's okay. Like, I don't think it's as necessary as we needed to. I put this as a 2 of. I'll probably have a third in the side once we kind of settle in to what the build starts to look like. So that cuts our ground units up a little bit, but it's not too big. We're now running the 6 pack of Y Wings. So with the 6 pack of Y Wings, we are playing triple Daring Raid to all pair with Tarkentown. So Daring Raid and the Y Wings will work out super, super good together, and it also makes red 5 a lot better. Now we have some cards that just dropped that might take red 5's place, might take, could be a red 3 spot, or Wing Leader could be cut. But we're going to try and figure that out together. And yeah, we have two amazing cards that we should be considering. And we'll start off with Sabine's Masterpiece. So, looking at Sabine's Masterpiece, we have a 3/3 ship. So, this is a 3/3 ship that has a lot of text on it. On attack, if we control a command unit, give an experience token to a unit. So, you can make this a 4/4. Dope. That's sweet. We don't have a lot of early command units, so it's likely going to be the aggression side, which is deal 1 damage to a unit or base, which is great. Pairs with Tarkentown, pairs with the Y-Wings, looks great. Now, if we happen to go Gray Squadron Y-Wing into Sabine's Masterpiece, it doesn't feel as good. I have a feeling that this card may be just better than Red 5, but there's a part of Red 5's 4 HP that I really like. And so definitely considering some type of split, but maybe red 3 goes down because a lot of people are playing space units and this doesn't trade as well as we need it to because it dies a lot. So that could go down. The wing leader is also a place where we could just axe this completely. And that is simply based on traitorous being so heavily played. So disabling Fangfighter is necessary to kill pilots, but it's mainly here for this card. We load up into our units pretty heavily. Traitorous is a blowout. So we need to be really aware of that. So maybe that's where the wing leaders kind of fall off as cards that we want to be playing, which um, for testing, I'll probably, yeah, let's go ahead and pop that in the side. And let's go up on these. Maybe a 2/2. I don't mind having both of these in here. And we didn't get our 2 drop yet. Fingers crossed, coming up soon. But I do think that this card has a lot of great play. Fits the rebel traits. We can do a lot with it. Pilot, it's great to pilot. And yeah, thinking about just, some great play lines of buffing up a blue leader, Bright Hope, a red leader, you name it. It can do a lot. It's often just going to be extra damage. So attacking for 4, it's a good racing card. So yeah, definitely liking that. And now, oh, this next card. This next card is absolutely nuts, and I think we're going to be playing 3 of, and we got to find a place for it. Did it not go in? Well, let's just talk about it here. So we have stay on target. This is our surprise strike. This was a take that I saw on Discord earlier that this is Wedge's surprise strike. Being able to attack with a unit for 2, give it +2. We're often going to base. It doesn't have to, but we're often going to base because we are the aggro deck and we get to draw a card. This is like it's better than Heroic Sacrifice just because we don't lose the unit. We get to keep the unit, so they still have to deal with that and still going to push damage, and it replaces itself. Stay on target might be exactly what this deck was looking for because when we get to the later turns, we're on the wedge flip turn, we may not have much of a hand. So having one of these in hand can just replace itself and we can play um, another ship, or we can be digging for daring raids, or we can be digging for another stay on target. And this is what started a lot of the thermal oscillator kind of thoughts because I think that that card does a lot for us. I guess it's not adding itself, which is totally fine, but we're good here. I would definitely try and find some places for that stay on target. It might be down a daring raid, maybe down a red leader, um, and maybe even just down a rebel assault. So we just go 2, 2, and then 3. I just think that this card probably is better than both, but I want to test it as a 3 of and see if I'm missing out on the rebel assault. It's hard because rebel assault just wins games on the spot if we're able to action cheat in the way it does. So maybe I don't want to be cutting that card, but we shall see. Oh, it went in here. Nice. That's where it is. But yeah, we have some things to look at, and I definitely am considering it. So let's go to Wedge Thermal Oscillator real quick. So this is kind of what I was thinking. I um, have these heroic sacks in here, but these are those stay on the target. So let's just go ahead and replace that. Bang. Let's go up to 3 here, and let's go down these. So this would be kind of like the idea behind it, which is almost identical to what we were just running, and I do think that there's merit to be playing 3 Bright Hopes, but in a Thermal Oscillator version, we might not need to because we see less cards. We don't have to rely on a triple pack of a 6 pack of the Y Wings to make sure we have our turn 1 plays. These could be cut if we think that 9 turn 1 plays are enough. Again, bigger math brains will probably figure that out in time. But yeah, this deck I think is another place for us to be looking at. But so between this and Wedge Tarkentown, I think that we have 2 amazing options. This is going to be a little bit more like streamlined and consistent, but the other one is going to be able to push through the extra damage through Sentinels and to be able to clean up some units. So really liking where that's at and hoping that it can do a lot for us. So let's go back over here. Let's go back to Wedged. So if we were to make some adjustments based on what it was doing before, um, let's drop the wing leaders to the side again. So this goes out, and then I'm going to drop 1 red 3 down and 1 daring raid. We have 6 cards to fill. We have the Sabines in, and that would be stay on target and the 3rd Bright Hope. I kind of love where that's at. So let's do that. Let's go 3 Bright Hopes. Let's put stay on target in and go from there. I think that this right here could be exactly what we're looking for. This puts us at 50 cards. We didn't lose our turn 1 plays. Our daring raids are still good. The stay on target is just gas, dude. This card is so sick. It's going to be good in a lot of decks. And we have a great round 16 pilots to be making use of. Another thing that I have been considering, and I will say, I could see going down 1 Biggs and 1 other card. I'm not sure what it is just yet to play Frisk. Even though he's not a rebel, it doesn't matter because he's a turn 1 play and he's a great pilot. Um, he doesn't pilot on turn 1 for us, but he does give you this option to be able to play a 3-2 on on turn one, or just to diversify our threats. So I'm definitely, this is probably a card that I am uh, high on and trying to figure out because I do think that there's just level of removing shields, removing experience tokens, and many other upgrades that don't cost very much that will be good. So I think Frisk is something that we need to be kind of thinking about a bit more. But it's been kind of crazy. I haven't missed Cassian too much. I haven't missed Leia, but I definitely think that there's going to be some play into figuring out how to fit some of these cards in as we figure out these numbers. But playing around with Sabine, um, Sabine's ship. Oh, I didn't put that in. Ooh, nah, we're gonna leave it out for now. Um, but we'll start here and keep it running. Let me know what you guys think of the new cards, Sabine's Masterpiece and Stay on Target, and what you guys are thinking of how this meta is shaking out. We still have probably like 150 cards left to see, so definitely a lot to still shake up what this deck could look like. But I do think Wedge is looking fire, and whether that's Tarkin Town, a Thermal Oscillator, or even 30 HP. Um, we are in business with this deck, and Wedge is still cooking. So, everybody, stay awesome, and we'll catch you in the next one. May the force be with you.